One thing that's coming up, the building code's changing in 2012, and I've spent a lot of time with it. We developed a whole bunch of practical training for trades level things through the OBOA, and more recently with Part 12 becoming sort of very embedded in what we do starting in January. I've been helping builders go through the compliance options, but one thing that also happened is they broke the air barrier inspection out as a separate item for the building officials. It used to be buried in with, if I remember correctly, vapor barrier, air barrier, and thermal insulation were lumped together as one inspection point, and now air barrier is separate. It's not new, we've always inspected air barriers, but now the ministry in their wisdom thought they better break it out and make it separate. It's a lovely thought. The challenge is, and maybe this is why they broke it out, I really don't know. The challenge is, where's your air barrier? So the problem about having a separate inspection for the air barrier is it will be completed and covered up in various stages depending which part of the building you're looking at. So, you know, it's always been there that you maintain the continuity of the air barrier across things like windows, but we just got a little more specific. The things that we added were sealed sump pumps. I apologize for that one. It was actually intended to spark some discussion, and instead the ministry just used it. So you'll see that's the very last thing I think in the new air barrier code. The air barrier now has to be around the entire building envelope, whereas it used to just say thermally insulated portions. So now think about your basement, and you now have to look at the slab and think about how you're going to make it airtight. And it could be because you put poly under the slab, which is in the code. There's ways around it, but the poly under the slab could be your air barrier. Or if you don't use poly, you're going to look at, well, talk to your local building official, but you're going to look at sealing and caulking the joints and